Hello everyone, I'm Tommy with Studio Sense and welcome to another video review. Today I'm very excited to bring you a brand new 2021 release from the house of Paco Rabanne. It is Invictus Victory. When we return, we're going to take a look at that, talk about it, that and more, so stay tuned. Hey guys, and welcome back. So we're talking about Invictus Victory today from Paco Rabanne. This came all the way from none other than Spain. The box that I received it in was quite large. It could have fit a 20-inch TV. So when I got it, I wasn't sure what it was, but kudos to the place that packaged it because they really wrapped it tightly and it came a long way unscathed and as a result, so that was really cool to get that today. Now you guys know as well as I do, when you walk into a department store, there are a ton of things for women and there's just this little section where guys seem to migrate to because there's not a lot of things for guys. So it's really nice when you can pick out a fragrance for yourself. It feels like you're kind of rewarding yourself, and especially if that fragrance comes in the shape of a trophy anyway, and that's what the Invictus line of fragrances have always represented, not for a participation award, but for smelling great. So let's hope this V for Victory will continue that line of successful fragrances. As you well know, we take a look at that presentation first. One thing I did want to say about the box, it's got an unusual feel to it. It's almost like felt or like a light velvet, but it's not. It's just the ink. You've got that Paco Rabanne symbol on the very top of it. So you've got the gold and silver and black. You've got the Victory in gold, the Paco Rabanne in silver. So I really like that presentation. Of course, it doesn't stray very much from the original Invictus line of fragrances. That is Invictus, Invictus Aqua, any of the Invictus flankers. It looks very similar. It's got that nice soft matte finish on the black metal. It's almost like a gradient going to the bottom where it gets a little bit lighter and then it gets pitch black the further up the top of the actual Victory cup that you get. And of course you have that big V that is very emblematic and is embossed in a gold on the very front. Gold and black are classic color combination. Although this one looks like the button that you depress actually goes down a little bit further and maybe a little bit better or easier mechanic, but we're going to try that out when we actually squirt some juice onto a tester strip. But before we do, let's talk a little bit about that note breakdown. Invictus Victory by Paco Rabanne is an oriental fragrance for men. This new release features top notes of lemon and pink pepper, heart notes of lavender and olibanum, resting on a base of vanilla, tonka bean, and amber. Lemon, pink pepper, lavender, olibanum, frankincense, aka tonka bean, vanilla, and amber. It sounds like the basic modern men's fragrance. Now these are just the listed notes. There's probably more in there, I'm sure. I always thought Invictus was just okay. It never really did it for me, as it does it obviously for so many different people. This, however, excites me because it's an oriental fragrance, an oriental version of that DNA. So I'm curious to see if it's derivative or lightly generic or how far it strays from the actual Invictus DNA. So let's check out that juice. This could be a wonderful date night fragrance. It could be a signature scent worthy. Who knows what direction it's going to go in, but I do like the notes listing. I do have to say the spray button, the mechanism for this one is a lot easier than the original Invictus, which felt a little awkward with your finger. This one depresses much more easily. It sprays a lot more juice. So I do like that. It's an improvement overall. Nice, nice. Okay, so the lightly bubblegummy, juicy fruit vibe that has always been part of the Invictus DNA is missing from this. It's there, but it's just a little bit. It's more of a rumor than an actual hard-hitting fact. There's also something coming across like lightly gray and resinous, and I'm sure that's the olibanum or libidum or frankincense. There's a little bit of resinousness in here. It reminds me a little bit of Noir Argent, which is an Issey Miyake fragrance, only because of that frankincense, which I really like. In order to qualify as an oriental fragrance, a fragrance has to have some kind of dark side to it. I'm kind of a dark side guy anyway when it comes to my stories and when it comes to my fragrances, so I'm really happy to see some actual resins coming out of an Invictus flanker. Is it going to be something that can catch on and become popular? Is it crowd pleasing? Is it compliment pulling? Let me go ahead and spray it on skin and I'll give you a better answer. I'll give you my take on that. I don't have anything on today, so let's give that a shot. Now, while Invictus Victory dries on my skin a little bit, I will tell you straight up, I knew nothing about this fragrance. I didn't look at any of the fragrance notes until I just now sat down to video this. I usually look at a couple of websites like Base Notes, Fragrantica, Parfumo.net. They each have their own take about what's listed in a fragrance. So I didn't watch a review of this prior to doing my own review, so my take is literally my take. I don't know what anybody else thinks about it. Even Ashton, my best friend with Jensen's, although he did tell me he has this, I don't know what his thoughts are on it. I just know that he likes it, but I haven't watched the review. The reason I'm saying this is I'm just letting you know, this is 100% me. It's not anybody else's words or take on it, or spin on it, except my own. So let's go ahead and check out that dry down and see what we can glean from it. So it is a musky, masculine, sweet fragrance. That's without doubt. There is a little bit of soap in there too, though, that I really like. There's kind of a little bit of a Prada-esque essence in there, along with, as I mentioned before, Zadig & Voltaire's This Is Him. Any kind of fragrance that's a little bit darker and has some resins in it. There's even a little bit of Prada Black, so there might be some ambroxan in this that just isn't a listed note that would actually help carry that a little bit, but I really do like it. It's not a complicated fragrance. This is definitely going to be one, though, that I feel is going to become popular. This is going to be a crowd pleaser, a compliment puller. It's just taking that Invictus DNA, it's taking a little bit of that bubblegum youthfulness out of it. It's still a very youthful fragrance. This would be something appropriate if whether you're 20 years old or whether you're 35 or 40 years old. This would be appropriate to wear. Oriental fragrances are a little bit more mature owing to the resins and the darker nature of them than, say, just a youthful clubbing fragrance. So while you could definitely wear this to a club, you could also wear it to the office and it would be appropriate for that. As such, it is going to be a high factor in compliment pulling. This is going to be something everyone's going to be able to enjoy. Versatile. It is overall going to be a very nice cooler weather fragrance. This is the winter version of Invictus. It's an oriental fragrance. Oriental fragrances are great for cold weather. However, this isn't quite so resinous that you couldn't wear it in spring and summer as well. I wouldn't wear this in the high heat though, so it's not going to be high heat ready, just like Invictus or Aquatic. The Invictus Aqua, or the original Invictus, is going to be more appropriate for high heat and summer. This is not going to be that. So it's kind of the cold weather version of Invictus with a little bit of resins thrown in there to make it a little bit more mature, a little bit more hyper versatile. You know, your dad can wear it as well as you can wear it. It's got a really nice office scent factor to it. I really like where this is going in the dry down. Actually, in the dry down, it's just a little bit reminiscent of Bleu de Chanel. And what I mean by that is some of the frankincense, the resins that are in Bleu de Chanel are reminiscent of this. Now this does not have any kind of aquatic notes in it, so it's not marine, it's not briny, it's just oriental woody. Overall, I think this is going to generate a lot of buzz. It shows that Invictus does have a heart in terms of oriental fragrance. It shows that it's got a little bit of a more intelligence than just a fly-by-night. I think Invictus Victory, V for Victory, is here to stay, and I think a ton of people are really going to like it. Guys, thanks so much for stopping by and checking out today's video on this new 2021 release by Paco Rabanne, Victory, which is an Invictus flanker. I think it's a fantastic oriental fragrance. I can't wait to wear it more. We've got some cold weather still ahead before spring gets here, so I'm going to definitely be rocking this out a lot more. As I do, I will give you my full take, a full review, so that I can give you the longevity, how many hours it's good for, and the various scenarios that it's appropriate to wear it in. Again, thanks for stopping by. As always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow.